Hello, everybody. It is Moko here with a doozy of a topic. So, this is going to be part political, part celebrity, because I'm going to be reading on the British royal family. As most of you probably know, Queen Elizabeth II. She passed away a couple of weeks ago, and now her son Charles is going to be king. I'm not sure. I'm filming this on September 17th, so I don't know. Is he king already? I don't remember, or I don't know. So I'll be talking about him, what this means for the British royal family, politics, Camilla, all this stuff. But then I'll also be talking about Harry and Meghan in a separate video, as well as Kate and William in a separate video, because you guys want to know more about them. But you guys want to know so much that a video of those four together is going to be 2 or 3 hours long. So I have to split it up into 3. But first, I want to talk about the boring stuff, which is the politics of a new king. And with that, let's get on with the reading. So for Charles, so again, I don't know that much about these people. I was alive when Diana passed away. I remember it, and how she had teeny babies after her. I remember that, the drama around their marriage and Camilla and the tampon stuff. But outside of that, I don't really follow these people. So I am reading basically cold. And first, I just want to, know what is his persona like. I've done a couple of readings on this family on Instagram as well as on my channel with regards to Prince Andrew, and he comes up as King of Cups as well as his brother, so I'm guessing he's a water sign. I think he's a Scorpio, but I've read on these people before on a private Discord years and years ago, and it was not great. So let's see if anything has changed with Charles, King Charles. I think that's him. King Charles III. First, let's look at his persona. So, okay. So I'm not exactly sure of what these people do, but it looks like to me, hold on, let's put this here. Actually, I feel like, I'm sorry guys, I think my camera may be off. My goodness. I think my camera may be a little bit crooked because this does not look right to me. Okay, so he is coming across as hardworking. Actually, he does come across as hardworking, and it looks like he is ready to take up the mantle of being king. Now, he's actually quite enthusiastic about it, really. And I'm asking about his personality, his private life when he's with his family, and it's not really coming up. His duties are what's coming up. It does look like he can be, let's see, it does look like he can be a little bit greedy. For sure. It looks like I feel like he's personally greedy, but it does look like he wants to save money. And that's one of the questions you guys have asked, what's going to happen to the monarchy, because I think people said something like he wants to slim down some things and not pay for a bunch of people. So that's true. He does want to save money, but the reason why he wants to save money is because he wants more to himself. Like, that's basically it. But he is actually, like, considering his age, he's quite spry. He's pretty creative, actually. Yeah, he's pretty creative, and he's ready to take on the burdens of this position. So yeah, that's all that it's saying. And I try to get I tried to understand, or I try to ask more questions about his personal life because I figured that it wouldn't really come out that well. And even in his personal life, so here, Queen of Pentacles used to be his mother. That was her. Yeah, so his personal life, he's pretty cold. he's pretty cold, and I feel like I'm going to ask about his childhood, but I feel like he wasn't that close to his mother. I don't think he was that close to his mother. And it seems like in his personal life, he feels like he's always being attacked by people. So he keeps people at a distance. It's very interesting. Yeah, so in his personal life, he kind of, yeah, he it's so funny. So he has more energy and more passion towards the work compared to his family. Like he's not really a family guy, not really. And I don't know, he's busy sort of like fighting people off at the moment. So this could be other family members who are trying to court him for favor or something like that, but he's not really showing up. But his mother is. I do not read on the deceased, but his mother is showing up here. And I don't know, I feel like she must have left him things that she wanted him to do. I don't think he's going to do them. I think he's going to do things his way. And I'll read further. We'll see how that lands for him. But I feel like he wasn't that close to her. I feel like he didn't really respect her, not really. Yeah, so we'll see. All right, let's go to his childhood. Okay, so because I was getting the impression that he wasn't actually that close with his mother, like I'm really curious about what his childhood was like. I think he has a biography in like a published biography or something like that, so maybe I should just read that. But I'm interested to see what the cards would say about Prince Charles's childhood. Let's see. So here, the cards for his childhood, they're not as bad as I expected them to be. I mean, it's showing some difficulty here, but it looks like to me he was a very imaginative child. And it seems like, okay, well, first of all, I can see right away that he dreamt of being king ever since he was a kid. And it seems like he wanted to be more like his mother, not his father. And here we have the King of Pentacles here basically. And for the people who aren't actually looking at the video, if you look closely, this is a cat who's sitting on a stool and he's wearing like a blanket as a cape with like a little hat on top. So it's almost like he pretended like he was king quite often when he was much younger. And like envision how he would rule. So this is something that he's wanted since he was a child. But the thing is he's showing me that he was always surrounded by people. Always surrounded by people. Now, usually this Four of Wands is a happy card because it represents the happy family, but it shows that there was just too many people around for his taste. He comes across as somebody who prefers to be alone, to me. And it also looks like there was a lot of arguing as well. This could have been his parents, but it equally could have also been, you know, courtiers around him or staff or whatever you want to call it, or just basically like strife, like everyday strife. Even though he was a prince, he still had a childhood, you know. So it wasn't like all happy. It wasn't all happy. And I asked him, how do you feel about his mother versus how he felt about his father? And on his dad's side, so it seems like when he was younger, he felt more conflicted about his father. So these are mostly positive feelings, but there's also some confusion here where it's like he didn't really know what to make of his dad or how he was supposed to feel about him. So I'm not sure if I'm correct, but it seems like Queen Elizabeth was the queen. She was the leader, and Philip, I think that's his name, he was her king consort. I'm not sure. You guys can correct me, but it looks like in his like what I'm feeling in his child mind is he felt that the man should be the ruler. He should have been the king, and so he was a little bit confused about why is my mom doing this. So it's very interesting. So he shows up as king. His childhood self shows up as King of Pentacles, and he's pretending to be king as a child, and it's almost like he wants to fill his mother's shoes, but in his mind, and maybe this is just a reflection of the time he grew up in, women were not supposed to be the ones who were in control. So it's very confused for him how he's supposed to feel about his dad. But his mother, it shows that I feel like he must have been around her a lot, but with other people, mostly women. So it seems like he didn't really have too much alone time with her. There were always other women around. So there are good memories there, but it's not close. It's not as close. Well, I mean, it's not as confused, but it's not as like emotionally close as he was with his father. And it looks like he's showing me, when I asked him about his mother, Queen Elizabeth, he's showing me that he was alone all the time, and he was like waiting for her to come back. So that's sad. that's so sad. Let me ask him. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, no. So I asked him how did he feel about being a prince. He felt like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And this is the Three of Swords. Even though he pretended to be a king, the impression I'm getting is, yeah, he wanted the power. He thought it would be a cool job to be king, but I feel like he imagined himself being king so that he could reimagine the world in his own image, sort of like, it shouldn't be this much work. Your parents shouldn't be away from you all the time. It shouldn't be this. There shouldn't be that many people here. That's probably why he wants to streamline the monarchy, because he's like, this is just too many people. Like, it feels like he's telling me he didn't like being surrounded by so many people. So I wouldn't be surprised if his want to clamp down on the money, on the people, and the palace, and to like sell things off or whatever. Yeah, he's fucking greedy, but it also looks like in his childhood, he was just always surrounded by people. He couldn't enjoy his real family because there were just so many people around. So for him, like, even though he imagined being this king as a prince, like, I asked him how did he feel about being a prince. This is like the sword of Damocles over his head. That's what it seems like to me. Like it was, he couldn't really enjoy his childhood because there was just so much work here. And again, this Ace of Wands keeps popping up for him. There were other things that he wanted to do. I feel like he's a very creative person. He could like draw, or he could be into botany, gardening, basically, or he could sing or something like that. He seems like a very creative person and a lonely child who just wanted to be with his family. This is sad. All right. Well, let's look into his shadow side. Let's get in his business. Oh my goodness. Okay, so his regular. Does he drink a lot? Is he an alcoholic? Listen, I do not read on the deceased, not really, but Elizabeth II, she really wants to come out. This is her again. She keeps showing up. So I asked 3 separate things. I asked about his shadow side in general, regarding his family, and also as a lover. And his mother left an indelible impact on him. She for sure did, and it's showing that she was just always so concerned about work. Um, yeah, but this shadow side, I feel like this shadow side has more to do with her death than anything. Um, yeah, because she just, I mean, she fell right out, and this is her communicating. Oh, here you can't really see it. This is her communicating here. So okay, so she's here, and he's like just telling me, probably because I just pulled cards for his childhood, but he's basically telling me that like work killed her. And he's saying that she probably would have lived longer had it not been for her working so hard, overworking herself. Um, or maybe I no, I think this is Elizabeth telling me that work was what killed her. She should have lived longer, but she just wanted to work. Anyway, so about his shadow side, I feel like he may be an alcoholic, or there could be some medication or something that he's taking, that he may take it for a legitimate reason, but I feel like he could also abuse it. Actually, let me double check this. Hold on. Okay, it's two things. So I think he may have a cognitive decline sometime in the future, and I feel like there's some medication or perhaps drugs or alcohol or something that he's abusing behind the scenes that's going to contribute to that. So I for sure see some of that fieriness in him. It's going to deteriorate over time, and I feel like the work that he's going to be doing as king, it's going to speed that up. And when it comes to his family, so he's actually coming across as like a little bit of a mediator right now. Right now he's coming across as a mediator, so it's not really a shadow side, honestly. So yeah, so that's that. Hopefully whatever medication he's taking, he switches it up or something, because it's showing me very clearly that this energy, this brightness that's in him right now, it's going to change over time due to his cognition being impaired. And also, his mother is trying to give him the message: don't work as hard as I did, change it. Because to me, she's saying very clearly that if she didn't work as hard, she could have lived much longer. She could have been one of those people living until 113, honestly. All right, so let's go to other things. All right, so I'm going to ask a few questions related to how he's going to show up as king, and how will the people receive him, what's going to happen with the monarchy with him in charge, and like I'll ask a few more political questions, and then after that I'll go to his personal life. So first I want to see, well, listen, even though he has his reservations, he's very excited. He's very excited. So he's King Charles III, right? I feel like the way people are going to receive him, it's going to be similar to the other two, and I think especially this Charles II, it didn't go that well. So let's see. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. No, he needs. Okay. All right. So it looks like he's going to be very excited to be king but it looks like he is going to put the cart before the horse, and this may mess him up. So again, it's like he comes across as quite immature, honestly. I feel like he's excited and he's willing to take on the burden, and he does really want to change a lot of things, but like he's coming from his ideas as a boy and not as an adult, and it feels like he's not necessarily seeing reality here, and it looks like he's going to move too fast with some of his plans, and there's a potential for it to putter out. And then I also see, so he knows that the UK, England, whatever, that they're running out of money. This is also refugees, so he may be more open to taking in more refugees, but there's going to be a lot of strife with his rulership. And I feel like, let's see, let me draw a couple more cards. I feel like this is this is going to be so broad. It feels like somewhere between 5 to 8 years. It's going to be a short reign, 5 to 8 years that he's going to be in charge. 5 to 8, 5 to 8. Yeah, between 5 and 8. I know that's a really long, like 3 years is a really long range, but yeah, I'm getting between 5 and 8 years, and it's going to be tough. He's yeah, it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough for him, and I think it's going to be difficult for the people because there's just not going to be a lot of money, honestly. So I asked how will the people of the United Kingdom receive him, and it's not going to be that positive. It feels like it's going to be trials and tribulations for the UK, honestly. I mean, obviously this is happening all over the world, but for them it's going to feel like trials and tribulations, and for the people, he comes across as cold, distant, aloof. Like almost like he doesn't have a heart. That's what it seems like to me. And they're just like, yo, this guy. And I feel like there are going to be a lot of comparisons to him and rulers from the past who are very strict. He really wants to tighten up the purse strings for fellow royals, but I think he wants to do the same thing for the people. Like, he's going to come across as an old school king. And I know that they don't have that much power apparently, but that's just how he's going to come across. Like probably the way he speaks to people, the way he his body language as well, and maybe some of the things he says, if it's like, you know, on a hot mic or something, he's going to come across as like an old school king. So then I asked how will the people on well, it's not a continent, but the United Kingdom, the people of the United Kingdom, how will they feel about him? And again, it's not really looking good, because I figured maybe it's a difference between people who are like his actual subjects versus the outside world and his actual subjects. No, not really. They're like, what is this guy doing? and I also feel like people who are part of the Commonwealth, sorry guys if I get some of this wrong, I'm an American, but people who are part of the Commonwealth, so I guess former colonies, Canada maybe, there's like some of these people are going to be like, we think we should break away from this. I feel like that's like these conversations are going to happen more often, and I'm going to ask about Scotland and like breaking away and all this stuff, but I feel like more people are going to be like, we should cut ties while the getting is going, you know. But then when I asked, well, how would the international community feel about him, they'll love him. They'll love him, and from their point of view, they'll feel like, oh, he's fair, he's really great, he's honest, he's fair, he's balanced, he's doing the right thing. They'll actually really like him, the international community. So Very interesting. I feel like the UK is in for some rough times, like most of the world, but you guys may be heading in for a harder time. Let's ask a couple more about the monarchy first, and then I'll get more to salient political questions. So, interesting. So I asked what will happen to the monarchy while he's ruling. Will it end, and what's going to happen? Like the stream. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize that is not on screen. Sorry. And what's going to happen? I think he said he wants to streamline by getting rid of some people. So yeah, no, he's definitely doing that, and he's like the way he's going to do it. It's going to be cold as hell. He's just going to like kick people to the curb and like just cut them off. Like for real, he's just gonna cut them the fuck off. Oh shit. Like he's gonna be like, get the stepping. If any of you guys have watched the show Martin, that's what it's gonna be like, get the stepping. He's gonna kick their asses to the curb. So for sure, he's gonna streamline these people, and it's gonna be done in the most cold, brutal fashion. Oh my god. But in terms of what's gonna happen to the monarchy, they're going to stick around. They're going to stick around, and he's going to put people to work. He's going to put people to work. He's going to be like, if you guys want to stay, if you guys want to be working royals, you're going to have to work. He's going to be a taskmaster. I think that's probably why people are going to feel like he's similar to like a ruler of old from like, I don't know, 1600 or something, because he means business when it comes to this money stuff. He's gonna be like, y'all costing me money. Get out. If you're not useful, you're redundant. Get out. But in terms of what's going to happen to the monarchy, they're going to be fine. I mean, they're going to receive like their reputation will be damaged a little bit, but I feel like there's going to be a new respect for them, or for him maybe. Or just the British monarchy in general. There's going to be a new respect, and I feel like people are going to actually like kind of appreciate that he's cutting people off, and it's going to make them feel more comfortable about supporting them with their tax dollars more, if that makes sense. Yeah, so he's highly intuitive when it comes to this, and he's going to use the goodwill for Queen Elizabeth and her passing to his advantage, and he's going to further cut people off and say, no, you need to show them that you're actually doing work so that we can keep getting the shmoney. So they're going to be okay. But here's a quick question that somebody wanted to know. Let me ask really quickly. So I asked if he really cut off Harry financially. No, not all the way. Not all the way. Harry and Meghan, maybe, I don't know. They fought to keep certain things, and they have something, but not much. Not much. And I think that a lot of their arguments had more to do with money and duty. Than any racism or I hate your wife or anything. Is mostly about money and what he felt was a duty as a royal. So that's interesting. Okay, now let's get to the politics. So first I asked, will Scotland vote to leave? And it looks like eventually they will. I feel like maybe in another year. Hold on. I feel like in another year, maybe 2 years, they're going to vote to leave again. I'm not sure if it's going to be successful once they finally do vote, but they will. So then I asked about the EU as well, just to know his thoughts. And I asked, how does he feel about staying out of the EU versus rejoining? No, he thinks leaving the EU was the perfect thing to do. It was the right thing to do. He thinks that it's a great thing to be your own sovereign country. In terms of rejoining, I don't think that this is going to be rejoining, but I feel like he thinks that the trade negotiations should commence and that it needs to be redone. Like it could be better. There could have been more talented and knowledgeable people doing the negotiations for that. And then I asked, how will he handle global warming? This is actually something that he feels quite passionate about. And I think he's going to put a lot of his energy, well, obviously he's going to put a lot of his energy towards cutting people off and saving money and gathering it for himself. But I feel like he's going to put a lot of energy towards global warming. And he's actually going to be like a leader in this. Whether or not his initiatives are going to be successful, I don't know. And then I asked, well, okay, so how will he handle the Russia situation? And for those who haven't gleaned by now, it's more than Russia, it's more than Ukraine, it's actually the East versus the West. Listen, I don't think he wants to handle this, and whatever decisions he's going to make about it, I feel like he's going into it kind of blind. Obviously he's not like an absolute ruler, but like he may not have as much information, and he may be being advised by the wrong people, or he may advise people in a wrong way because he doesn't have enough information, and it's going to be a disaster. I'm going to do an updated video on Ukraine, but what my cards tell me, they're not really congruent with what's being shown to us in the West. And my channel has been shadow banned for a little bit, so I try to be careful about what I say about that conflict. So if you go to my Instagram, I have a lot of videos on it. Just check out my Instagram, but I will do an update on what's happening there, and it looks like it's going to be a disaster for the West, if you guys have not noticed already. Okay, so those were the political questions. Let's go to the personal ones. Okay, first, I want to dig into the past and see, how. I mean, we already know what happened between he and Diana, but I really want to know how did she feel after how did he feel after she passed, and how does he feel about his sons right now? Oh yeah, he's King of Swords. he's absolute King of Swords. He's a Scorpio, but he is King of Swords. I have not seen any water energy in his ass whatsoever. Okay. So, it does look like he's closer to William. And hold on. So here's William. It looks like he's closer to William, and he feels frustrated with Harry here. So this is like a card of reconciliation here, but then this is also like frustration as well, and like feeling like you try so hard but you don't get anywhere. So I feel like probably since Harry was young, he felt like he didn't have too much of like a really strong emotional bond to him, and that's actually frustrating for him as a father. Whereas with William is his father's son. William is his father's son, and he kind of has more of a bond or more of an eye towards William because this is going to be his heir basically. So there's that. In terms of how he felt after Diana died, wow, this looks to me like, not to say that he was happy that she was dead, but more like, I can finally be with who I want to be with. Let's see. Let me draw a couple more cards. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. So, I don't know. He's tricky. He's tricky. I'm gonna draw more cards on he and Camilla, but he's quite tricky. When I was asking him this question, he didn't really want to answer this question, honestly. His spirit didn't really want to answer it, but it looks like he's telling me that he was happy to start his life with his true love, honestly. I asked if he thought that they were soulmates. He's kind of like, no, not really soulmates, but we just understand each other. I don't know. There could be similarities in their childhood or something. I don't know anything about Camilla except for the tampon thing, and that was his first squeeze before he was forced to marry Diana. But it looks more like, you know, well, he didn't love Diana. I did ask. He didn't love her. It was just something that he had to do, basically. And when it comes to Camilla, like, this is basically them hooking up undercover and like. Yeah, so I don't see any sadness here for her death, quite honestly. Yikes. All right, well, let's get to the relationship then. Okay. So first I asked about Camilla's personality. A little bit. I don't really find her that interesting. She's okay. You know, a lot of people really dislike her because she was the other woman, but I mean, technically she was the first one, you know? And I don't know, I don't pay too much attention to them, but did he ever stray on her besides when he was married? But she's all right. She's somebody who plays the long game though. She for sure plays the long game. And she, you know, she's kind of educated. She's well learned. She's a friend to him first and foremost. Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible, really. And I asked her, how does she feel about being Queen Consort? She loves it, bitch. She loves it. This is how she sees, what's his face? Charles. She sees him emperor here. That's how she sees him. She absolutely loves it. It's elevating her, even though, you know, she's kind of the strength to his emperor. She elevates him, or she feels like she elevates him. He's going to be the ruler. There's going to be more eyes on her. She'll be able to shine. She loves it, bitch. She loves it. She played the long game. She loves it. And so I asked about their relationship, and I don't know. It's not that great. Not really on his end. I asked how he feels about her. He's kind of, I don't know. I feel like he may be kind of like divorced from his feelings a little bit, because like she's family to him now. It's not like there's some burning passion or anything like that. But he just like, he's worried about money. He's worried about his duties, about being busy, about his family. So he feels it's not like loving, like passion or anything. It's mostly like, you know, I'm the king now. I'm the king now. So she sees him as emperor, but he's not that. He's like king of pentacles, king of swords. He's not emperor, sweetie. That's not him. He's not that guy. If you want emperor, you need to be with Putin, okay? And when I asked how she feels about him, she cares for him. She cares for him, and she's somebody, and she still has passion. She's still, like, not to get too graphic, but she still wants to get it on, you know. She like, she's like, I'm here. But I mean, she knows that, you know, he's busy now. The love for him is there. She loves him. Here's this. She thinks that they're soulmates. She still feels passionate about him. She's still crazy about him. And she wants to be his safe space. Like, she wants to be able to protect him from other people. So there's that. All right. I feel like I've done enough for this guy and the politics. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to release videos on Kate and Will and Harry and Meghan. And you guys asked so many questions. Thank you guys so much. But there's so many questions on there that I'm going to have to split it up into 3 separate videos. This one is already probably almost an hour long. So the next few weeks are going to be about the British royal family. And then after that, we're going to get to our regularly scheduled program. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. If you would like a personal reading from me, then please go to my website at www.tarotbymoko.com and click on the Book a Reading button from the homepage. From there, you will be redirected to my shop, which includes categories for career, future forecasts, general inquiries, love and relationships, personal growth, as well as options for expedited delivery. I have a spread for almost every occasion, but of course, love and relationships is the most popular, with readings for your future partner, no contact, will you ever find love, how does your crush feel, as well as sugar daddies. And if you do not feel comfortable purchasing from my website, then you can find me on Etsy under the same name, Tarot by Moko, where I have the same exact readings that I have on my website. And for those of you who would like to learn how to read the tarot, then just visit my blog, and there you will find a series called Learn Tarot with Me. There, I will provide definitions for the cards, as well as tips and tricks to help you become more intuitive with your tarot reading. All right, thank you guys so much for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.